Yeah, your Texas Tech Red Raiders are the best team in the Big 12, and it's not particularly close. Texas Tech goes down to H-Town and dominates the Houston Cougars 35-11. In today's video, we'll discuss how this defense may be the best defense in Texas Tech history and how Texas Tech left plenty of points on the board down in H-Town, as well as landed yet another five-star recruit in the 2027 class. Let's get it. Yeah, let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause to this Red Raider football team. This is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun watching this Joey McGuire squad absolutely obliterate every Big 12 opponent they have played so far, albeit only two. I get it, but you know what they did out in Salt Lake City? Pretty fun to watch on national television. And what they did to Houston down in H-Town after a lot of Cougars fans talked a lot of you-know-what this past week was a lot of fun as well. If you're excited about Texas Tech football, all I'm going to ask you to do is hit that subscribe button for 100% free Texas Tech content all year long. All right, let's jump into this because this was one of those games where, truthfully, I thought Texas Tech left quite a bit on the bone, right? You win 35-11, and I know there will be some Houston fan that comes into the comments and says, oh, well, we lost our starting quarterback at halftime. That shit doesn't matter. Let's be real. Texas Tech was beating the you-know-what out of the Houston Cougars down in H-Town, really by halftime. I thought Texas Tech left about at least 12, if not 17 points on the board going into halftime. It felt like they took their, foot off the gas in the second half, but it really didn't matter. I mean, Texas Tech defensively just absolutely BTA. If you know what that means down in the comments, let me know. But this Texas Tech team is absolutely ridiculous. I will say one of the caveats in terms of something that stood out to me that I'm not too happy about, if I'm being honest about it, when it comes to the Texas Tech offense, was I thought they ran Baron Morton a little bit too much in this game. 7 attempts, only 1 yard. I really didn't like that. But I did call in the pregame in terms of, well, what Texas Tech would need to do to win this football game was use their running backs. You had 40 carries in this game if you were Texas Tech, and you had 205 rushing yards from Jacoby Williams and Cam Dickey. Just another BTA example for Texas Tech. We talked about it here on the channel before the game in terms of who was going to have a big game. It was Jacoby Williams, in my opinion. He had a couple of catches for about 6 yards receiving, but he was dominant on the ground for the Red Raiders. 19 attempts, 107 yards, 2 TDs. He was phenomenal in this one. Coy Aiken, the security blanket for Baron Morton, 10 receptions, 81 yards, no TDs, but he did have 11 targets in this game. And honestly, Caleb Payday Douglas not too far behind him. Obviously, he was the leading receiver for Texas Tech in this game. 7 catches, 114 yards. I actually thought Caleb Payday Douglas played pretty bad in this game, for at least for stretches in the first half. He had 3 drops in this game that I thought were uncharacteristic of him and really set the tone for leaving a lot on the bone in the first half for Texas Tech. In the second half, you see it on your screen, Texas Tech allowed 0 points. I mean, Jacob Rodriguez should be the favorite for the National Defensive Player of the Year. He's a sicko. He truly is a sicko. We need to figure out a way for Cody Campbell to allow Jacob Rodriguez to have his wife in the stands every game, because it's worked out beautifully for Texas Tech. You think about her being out in Salt Lake City. Jacob Rodriguez was arguably the best defensive player in all of college football that week. And then he did much of the same in this one. You see it. He had 5 total tackles, 4 solo, 2 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 2 pass breakups. He's proving to be arguably the best linebacker in all of college football and easily the best defender in the Big 12, and living up to that preseason Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year award that he received. You look elsewhere on this Texas Tech roster, something that stood out to me, penalties are still an issue for the Red Raiders. 8 for 65. It didn't end up biting Texas Tech in the you-know-what in this game, but that's something I would like to see them clean up. David Bailey, he's obviously the best pass rusher in the Big 12. I don't know, outside of Reuben Bain Jr. at Miami, who is better than David Bailey at getting to the passer. David Bailey created havoc regardless of who was at quarterback for Houston in this game. The Texas Tech defensive line set the tone immediately in this game, and the Red Raiders won this game on the back of their defense, and that's probably going to be the way that it is for Texas Tech for the remainder of the season. But that's not to discredit what Texas Tech did on the offensive end. I thought they left a lot on the bone, as I've mentioned a couple times already here on the video, but I thought Baron Morton was phenomenal in this game. 28 for 40, 345 yards, 1 TD. I thought he had a couple of bad throws, but that's bound to happen when you throw 40 times. But overall, the Texas Tech offense from a cerebral passing standpoint was methodical. I mean, this was one of those games where you could tell early on with the way that the Texas Tech defense was setting the tone that the Houston Cougars and all of the fans that were talking you-know-what on Twitter or whatever social media you pay attention to when it comes to other fans, they were just dead wrong. Houston did not deserve to be in this competition with Texas Tech. Texas Tech looked like they were playing a different sport than the Houston Cougars for a majority of this game. And I feel like that's going to be really what Texas Tech does for the remainder of the Big 12, really scheduled for Texas Tech. And there's a couple of games that I'm kind of worried about. Arizona State out in Tempe. I think Sam Leavitt is a really, really good player. I obviously love, Coach Dillingham and what he's doing out in Tempe, but man, this Texas Tech defense is, I don't know. Maybe call me out on my you-know-what down in the comments below. Is this the Texas Tech defense that kind of changes the narrative moving forward for the Red Raiders in terms of Red Raider Nation and thinking like, okay, we can actually win on the defensive side of the football? Is this the best Texas Tech defense we've seen in the past quarter century? Call me out, please, in the comments below, because this Texas Tech defense feels like each and every week no other opponent has a chance to compete. And Texas Tech offensively, I thought C+, C, in terms of a grade in this game. The Texas Tech defense was easily an A, whether you want to give them an A-, an A, an A+, I don't care. The defense won you this football game. The Houston offense was just perplexed by what David Bailey, Romello Height, Lee Hunter, Skylar Go Howard, and Jacob Rodriguez, and everybody else on the Texas Tech defense was doing. The Red Raiders absolutely thoroughly dominated the Houston Cougars down in what ended up being a home game for the Red Raiders down in Houston. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. Maybe we should talk about, I don't know, how the Red Raiders during midway through this game landed a 5-star recruit. Let's go ahead and do that. As you can see on your screen right there, we've got the recap video in terms of Jalen Brewster committing to the Scarlet and Black, but I figured I would go ahead and mention that in the game. And if my voice sounds a little hoarse, yes, I was cheering for Texas Tech in this game because, damn it, the Red Raiders are a top 10 team in the country. BTA on the Houston Cougars. If you know what that means, please let me know down below. But anyway, Jalen Brewster committed during this game at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, about midway through the second quarter of this game for Texas Tech after they dominated the Houston Cougars. I can't say it enough. I'm just tired of the Houston fan base even talking iota of shit in this game leading up to it anyway. But anyway, Texas Tech lands a top 10 player and a guy in my estimation, okay? I know some people may not agree, but I encourage you to go watch his highlights, whether that's the highlights here on 247, on 3, Huddle, whatever it is, it doesn't matter to me. I think Jalen Brewster is the best defensive player, regardless of being in the 2026 or 2027 class. This guy is going to make an immediate impact for the Red Raiders. He's 6'3", 302, as you can see on your screen, a top 10 player in the class, according to 247 Sports Composite, the #1 overall defensive lineman. And Coach Finch is going to absolutely love this guy. This is a guy that reminds me of Trey Hendrickson. He can play inside or outside for the Red Raiders. And I truly believe a day one impact player and a guy that can be an all Big 12 type performer as a true freshman. He is a first-round NFL draft pick caliber type player. And it's just adding to what Texas Tech is doing already when it comes to this class in 2027. You've got LaDainian Guyton. You've got Redmond as well. And now you add a guy in Jalen Brewster, who I know it's one of those things where I know the kids are saying, 6'7" and everything like that, everything in terms of the hip trends. And I mean, I'm kind of old now. I don't know about the trends entirely, but you've got LaDainian Guyton, who's the #2 overall player in the class of 2027. And then you've got Jalen Brewster. I think they're neck and neck. I mean, these guys are absolutely going to dominate Big 12 offensive lines for a long period of time. And the Red Raiders land his commitment on a night where Texas Tech goes down to H-Town and basically makes it Lubbock South. I mean, there was a ton of Red Raiders down there. I would probably say 70-30 when it comes to the crowd, and the Red Raiders win 35-11 to continue with their undefeated season. They will head home and, wear these jerseys against Kansas at home for homecoming. I'm excited as hell for that. If you are too, be sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button, as Texas Tech football is the class of the Big 12. And if anybody tells you differently, I would probably mute them, turn off your computer, or report them, because they obviously don't know ball. And I would encourage you to send them our way so we can talk. Well, I don't want to say BTA, but just talk some common sense into them, because Texas Tech is really freaking good at football, people. And if you're excited about that, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and join the largest group of Texas Tech fans on YouTube. Again, voice is gone because I'm just like you guys. I'm cheering for the Red Raiders left, right, and center, regardless. And Texas Tech makes it very easy to root for them when they just BTA Houston. I can't get over the fact that a lot of Houston fans thought they had a chance in this one. 13.5, 12.5, whatever the hell the spread ended up at, nowhere near close. Texas Tech should have scored 50 in this game, if we're being honest. I'm surprised Houston even got to 11. It took a broken play to get there. But nonetheless, the Red Raiders dominate, and they will be in the top 10 of the AP poll tomorrow when that is released. If you are excited about that, again, be sure to like the video and hit that subscribe button to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube, almost 13,000 strong. Appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, I'm RC Maxfield reminding you, stay safe and Reckham Tech.